Alright, hi, I'm Offspring, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make animated scenery. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and model it from scratch, so go ahead and go into 3ds Max. Start with a blank palette. First thing you're going to do is merge a reference model for what we're going to be making. And what I'm going to be making is pretty much just a basic little platform that moves up and down. So go ahead and navigate to your reference model and merge it. Merge all. Alright, here's my reference model, so now we can work off of that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a track for my platform to follow. You don't really want to go side to side because the MC will pretty much fall off of it. So go ahead and make your track. This one's just gonna go up and down. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to make our platform that moves up and down next to it. Alright, the platform's a little small. Go ahead and make it bigger. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and convert this to editable poly. Go ahead and press F4, and that'll give you, F4 will give you a wireframe model plus shaded model, so it'll help when you're looking at your polys. So extrude, then actually, I'm going to extrude it to make it accurate, so 4, okay, I'm going to extrude this part 4 times, okay. Alright, now I'm going to make this so you can walk up on it. You can use editable mesh, it doesn't matter. You want to use editable poly or editable mesh, but I'm just making editable poly just so I can do this pretty quick. Alright, so I'm just going to hinge from edge, go to edge, select that and make that 0 so it lines up and he can walk right on it. Alright, I'm just going to go into a little detail here, so inset it. Okay, just insetted it, then I bridged it. It's all up to you how you want to do it. I'm just assuming you know how to model. So yeah. Just gonna fit the beam right there just so it kinda looks like it's going up and down with it. Alright, so this is pretty much we're just gonna do an animation of it doing this. So the MC can just kinda go doot and then just go up and down with it, but alright. Okay. Now, next thing you're going to do is get your bitmaps. I'm just going to use the tutorial bitmaps because I don't feel like making shaders. So go ahead and open up your whatever, if you have bitmaps made and everything, that's great. Alright. Click show map and viewport, copy and paste that, the name into your material name thingy. And I'm going to apply it to this. I'm going to go to UVW map. I'm going to go to box. I'm going to tile it 15 by 15 by 15. I'm going to go convert it to edible poly. I'm going to do another material. Go ahead and go into bitmap, and I'm going to do the example tutorial metal floor. So control C, copy, open, click, go to parent, click show map and viewport, and paste the name into the material name, and then paste it to that, and then go to UVW map, box it, make it 15 by 15 by 15. Convert it to edible mesh or whatever. Yeah, make them both edible mesh. Alright. Now we're going to want to set up our frames. You can't have it linked. You're going to have 2 frames for this. One for the pole, which is going to stand still, and one for the chair that's going to be going up and down. So I'm going to make one box right underneath this one, and this one's going to be called frame underscore lift. Enter. And I'm going to make another one, and this one's just going to be called frame. Okay, so take you're moving your lift and link it to the frame lift. So link, or whatever, you can do it manually. Alright, now you're going to want to take your frame lift and link it to your frame, and then take the pole, or whatever you want to call it, and link it to the frame. So now everything has to be moving with the frame, and only the lift will move with the frame lift. Okay, now the animating part. You're going to click on auto key. You can angle snap toggle. You can do that if you want. That helps if we're doing angles, but we're not, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to click it anyway. So you're going to want to set the first key, and that's going to be at the bottom here. I'm going to go over about 30 time units, and I'm going to set another key. And this is going to be how long it's going to be at this position here. And then I'm going to go ahead and move it over to 60. Actually, I'll go ahead and move it over to 70, and I'll bring it up to the top. So now this is our basic animation, or this is one animation here. But you always want to make your animations end where they start to make them look really smooth, because in-game this is what it's going to look like if you don't do that. It's going to look really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and want to extend the time. So click this little time button down here. So, whoa, that was weird. Alright, anyway, it's a little time button down here. Cancel. That was really weird. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's this one down here. So click it and set the time to 150. That'll be good. Alright. Now, since this one's chilling here for about 30 seconds, I want it to come up. I'm going to go ahead and move this up to 80. Because I want the animation to be slightly slow so we don't launch the MC 20 feet in the air as it's going up. So I'll go ahead and move it over. So 80, it'll be 810, and then we'll set the key. So now it'll stay in this position for 30 time units, and it'll go up another 40 and then go down. Okay, but now we're going to want to animate it going back down. So go ahead and take it and move this back to 0. And this will take us and put it back down at the bottom. So there you go. This is our animation right here. Alright, so now you should be straight. So go ahead and delete the MC. And remember, you only want to animate the frame. You do not want to animate the model itself, or it won't work right. Okay, so go ahead and go to File. Go ahead and save this. I'll save this as My Little Lift, just for the hell of it. Okay, so save it. Go to File, Export. Go to your Halo Custom Edition directory. Go to Data. If you don't already, make a scenery folder, just because it'll make everything more organized, so you don't have all these folders in your tags. As you can see, I have a lot of scenery that I made here, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder, and I'll call this Lift with 2 T's. And I'll create a new folder. This one will be our models. This one will be called our animations, and this one will be called our physics, which is going to be our collision model. Go ahead and go into models, go down here, and you're going to save this as lift, or whatever you want to save it as, and save. Okay, now I'm going to go to File, Export. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to call it lift dash collision. And I'm going to save it. I'm going to go File, Export, and now we're going to do our animations. So go under Animations, call this lift, and you're going to save it as a JMA. Now, if you have a lift that's moving side to side, which I don't recommend, but it's whatever you want to do. If it's moving side to side, save it as a JMM, which is something something move. I don't remember, or Jason model move or whatever. So save that as JMM if it's moving side to side only. Like, you can save this as JMM now, even though it's going up and down, but it's up to you. But I'm just going to go ahead and save it as JMA. So lift.jma, and click save. So like if our model was going side to side like this, you'd save it as a JMM. If you saved it as JMA, it wouldn't work. It won't go side to side. Okay, so now go ahead and minimize, and we're going to do all the tool work. And just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and just use Tool++, which you can download at halomaps.org. Okay, go into model, and we'll type in scenery lift with 2 T's. And go ahead and copy it, Control C, and we'll run tool. Alright, sometimes it takes a while depending on how many polys your model is, or triangles. Taking a while. Sorry about this. I'll go ahead and pause it. Okay, now that we're back, sorry about that. My computer's just running really low on RAM and stuff. It's been on for a couple weeks now. I think it needs to be restarted. But alright, you should get a command that says this, and this will be your model, and it'll give you your super low, and all that. They should all be the same because we didn't set up any whatchamacallits for the distance. So click OK. Now we'll go ahead and do our collision geometry. It doesn't really matter what order you do this in, but I just like to do it this way. Alright, your collision model should have been made. Now we'll do our animations, and we'll paste it back in there, and we'll run tool. and it said lift.jma model animation compressed with 0 bytes, couldn't, and that's